Number 5, women fear not being taken care of by their husbands, thus toxic women practice hypergamy. Hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. Studies have shown that men are far more likely to date or marry a woman who is less educated or makes less money than it is for a woman to marry a man who's less educated or makes less money. Now, for reasons we've talked about in the previous lesson, some of this makes sense and it's not all bad. A woman knows she's going to eventually be in a vulnerable place if she decides to have children with this man in marriage one day. Therefore, let's not pretend it's wrong for her to gauge a man's willingness to be a provider. We don't want to, act like there's no risk there for a woman. Obviously, however, toxic women who are in the world have taken this too far and they get into the gold digger category. They're just looking at a man as a meal ticket and a paycheck. And that's certainly, obviously, not something a woman should be doing who's following the Lord. Now, it can be flattering as a man to have a woman, a beautiful woman, seem to really like you, but remember that why a woman likes you is extremely important. A lot of guys just get blinded because they don't ever get that attention from a woman, and then they finally meet this lady who's really interested in them. But if she just sees you as a meal ticket and sees you as a status symbol, then this is going to be a toxic relationship. Don't get blinded by, her physical beauty and your sexual fantasies. Now, again, as I talked about in the previous lesson, there's a lot of guys out there who are complaining about this hypergamy and whining about it. And some of it's valid if, it's a feminist, toxic, user thing where she's just trying to use you. But again, don't be that type of guy who's being lazy, not fulfilling all that he could fulfill, and trying to usurp his role and get out from his role as provider, and, accusing all the women out there for being mean and don't liking men like him, where you're out of shape, you're living with your mom, you're addicted to video games, you have a crappy job or maybe not even a job. If that's you, if you're that type of guy complaining about women, there's a reason women aren't attracted to you. Is because you're complaining about them. Like, there's no bigger turnoff than a guy sitting around complaining about how great he is and how no woman can see it. So don't be that guy. Look at yourself in the mirror first before you start pointing the finger and claiming all women are evil. Do better, get yourself together, and then watch out for those women who are truly just being sinful in hypergamy and just looking for the gold digger type of woman, versus real women who are assessing men as men and expecting them to act like men.